Genesis chapter 13 takes us to a crucial moment in Abram's life. After his journey to Egypt, he returns to the promised land, carrying wealth, promises, and a divine calling. Abram's world was in constant transformation, just like ours. But faith in God guided his steps, even amidst uncertainties. At this moment, the Bible teaches us an important lesson about choice and trust in God. The wealth of Abram and Lot grew so much that the land could no longer sustain them together. A conflict then arises between their shepherds. But Abram, with humility, offers Lot the first choice of land, showing a heart willing to trust in God, even if it meant giving up what seemed to be the best. The Jordan Valley, which Lot chose, was a fertile and prosperous region. Archaeological studies suggest that this area housed rich and powerful cities. Recent excavations at the site believed to be Sodom, where the men were wicked and great sinners, reveal signs of intense destruction, possibly caused by a catastrophic event, as described in the Bible. These discoveries make us reflect on the transience of earthly riches and what we should truly value. After Lot departs, God reaffirms his promise to Abram, "Lift up now your eyes, and look from the place where you are, northward, and southward, and eastward, and westward." This promise is more than territorial, it is spiritual. God promises an eternal inheritance to Abram and his descendants, something that goes beyond physical possessions. Like Abram, we are called to trust in promises that we often cannot see immediately, but that have an eternal impact. The excavations in the regions mentioned in Genesis provide us with a window into the past. Finds such as ceramic vessels, agricultural tools, and even stone inscriptions help us better understand life in Abram's times. These artifacts confirm that the Bible is not just a spiritual text but also a historical document that reflects the real-life challenges of its characters. Just as Abram faced difficult choices and trusted God to guide him, we too, in our days, face dilemmas and uncertainties. The modern world is complex, with its own versions of Jordan valleys, where seemingly good choices can lead us away from the path God has prepared for us. Abram's story challenges us to place our trust in something greater than immediate circumstances, reminding us that God has a plan and a promise for each of us. Genesis 13 teaches us about faith, choices, and trust. What God promised to Abram was fulfilled, not just for him, but for future generations. We are challenged to live with that same faith, believing that by following God's will, He will guide us through life's deserts to His promises. May we, like Abram, choose wisely, trusting God to lead us on our path. God promises Abram all the land he can see. It is a moment of covenant, of eternal promise. God not only gives the land to Abram but also to his descendants forever. The scene is of great importance, as it marks the consolidation of Abram's inheritance, a milestone in the biblical narrative. This passage emphasizes God's faithfulness to his promises. God is not limited to the present, he sees beyond, to future generations. Abram, a man of faith, responds by building an altar to the Lord, a physical expression of his devotion and gratitude. This act is a constant reminder that God's promises require our active response of faith. The land that Abram beheld likely included parts of what we now know as Israel, the West Bank, and even Jordan. Excavations in these regions revealed that civilizations flourished here thousands of years ago. Archaeology helps contextualize the magnitude of God's promise to Abram, showing how these lands were, and still are, of great strategic and cultural importance. Scholars suggest that this passage illustrates not only a physical promise of land but also a spiritual promise. The land of Canaan, given to Abram and his descendants, symbolizes the faith and spiritual inheritance that God offers to all who follow him. The scriptures point to a future where this promise is fulfilled even more completely through Jesus Christ. Recent discoveries at Tel Hebron, located in the area traditionally associated with Abram, include ruins of an ancient city dating back to the patriarchal period. These archaeological finds help connect biblical events with physical locations, lending historical credibility to the narrative. As we reflect on this passage, we are reminded that God's promises are eternal and secure. What was given to Abram was not just land, but a promise of hope, faith, and spiritual inheritance. And just as Abram built an altar, may we also build altars in our hearts, dedicating our lives to the fulfillment of God's promises. For in every generation, there is an Abram, there is a promise, and there is a land to be seen and claimed. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, every day is a new opportunity to call upon the name of the Lord. See you next time.